2015 was another memorable year in the Mahoning and Shenango valleys, and First News was right in the middle of it all.
Tonight, 27 First News anchor Stan Boney recaps the most memorable stories of the past year.
2015 started with snow, more snow, and the coldest February on record reduced Lanterman's Falls to a trickle.
We had about 25 calls in the last 2 days just with frozen pipes.
By March, many of the main roads were covered with potholes. December, though, was so warm, people were playing golf.
These are the first set of test results done at Lake Newport by Mahoning County Board of Health.
Those July tests at Mill Creek Park were necessitated when raw sewage after heavy rain killed fish. The park's 3 lakes were closed. It's hopeful they will reopen come spring. 2015 also brought tragedy. A November plane crash in Akron killed 9. One in December in Linesville killed 2. 2 people and 3 horses were killed on back-to-back days in July, one on I-76, the other on the Ohio Turnpike. And 9 days before, a man and 2 children died after kayaking in a Lisbon creek. Another tragedy was on March the 30th.
The fire broke out from the bottom of the basement and just whoosh.
3 people died in a Southside Youngstown fire, one being a girl scheduled to testify that day at the trial of the man charged with raping her. Robert Seaman's murder trial should be next year. Tragedy, however, was avoided in October, when after a 2-day search, young Rain Peterson was found in Bloomfield, and in May, when Niles man David Denovchek gave part of his liver to Jamie to save her life.
On the ground.
2015 was when there were protests over the Youngstown plan, when Youngstown's St. Vincent de Paul dining room closed for a week in December, and when a couple of blocks of downtown Greenville closed for 3 months.
The problem lies with this building behind me. The roof is caved in.
Salem also had downtown building issues. In 2015, a block of 3 was torn down. Salem also had the bridge on West State Street closed for 5 months for repairs. 2015 was the year former Mahoning County Auditor Mike Shortino was indicted again, when an effort to stop fracking in Youngstown was defeated for the 5th time, when voters said no to the legalization of marijuana in Ohio, when Governor John Kasich decided to run for president, and when the Pennsylvania legislature struggled to pass a budget. And who can forget that morning in July, a fire in Leavittsburg.
And you say you think your cousin started this, do you know how or why?
He's mad because he can't get with me. I'm married to my husband.
If we can take it from both ends, reduce the demand as well as the supply.
July 23rd was just one example of how heroin was a major problem. A parade of people charged with either dealing or using appeared in a Youngstown courtroom. On the morning of November 23rd, Youngstown State awoke to find its iconic rock painted pro-ISIS. And it was on January 25th we learned that longtime WKBN meteorologist Don Guthrie had died.
But they won't tell you if the property is toxic.
In 2015, 27 investigates looked into lead paint, illegal trash dumping on Youngstown's east side, the quality of Meander Reservoir's water, and how the railroads transport crude oil. It was a year the area's unemployment rate fell to 5%, when cruise sales, as of today, were down 18%, though a new cruise is coming in the spring. Valerick Star laid off about 175 people this year as gas prices dropped to $1.79 a gallon.
The opportunity to find a location like this in my hometown.
But there is hope come 2016 that a Warren native will bring auto park-it jobs to the old Delphi plants and that Velfera will be making electric cars. 2015 was when James Taylor and Brad Paisley played the Cavelli Center and when Michael Bolton and Joe Walsh performed at Packard. Also, it was when Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters played a small concert in Niles. It was when people lined up at Barry Dingle's to play Queen of Hearts, only to have a Warren woman win $1.8 million. It was when a filly won an all-male race in Austintown, when Bo Pelini coached his first season for the Penguins, and when another Penguin, Ashley Orr of Columbiana, learned she will be a Rhodes Scholar. 2015, the good, the bad, the happy, and the sad. Bring on 2016.
Well, we passed a ballot of the year's top stories to everyone who works on our daily newscasts. 23 responded, and here's how they voted. Their number 10 story, Jamie's liver transplant, preceded in popularity by the painting or the graffiti on the YSU rock. Then number 8, the snow and cold of January and February. The Youngstown plan, the saving of the Youngstown City Schools, that was number 7. And unfortunately, our heroin problem was the number 6 story. Now here are the top 5. The search for Rain Peterson, Don Guthrie's death, Barry Dingle's those big drawings, that was number 3. The dirty water situation in Mill Creek Park, that was number 2. And the number 1 story of 2015, the fire on Powers Way that killed a young girl and her grandparents.